Hey y'all. So I wanted to share my story with you because we all have a story of, where we've been, the things that we've been through, and it kind of impacts the rest of our journey. So I wanted to share, um, because I share in bits and pieces, but sometimes it's nice to get like the full picture. So I guess from as little as I can remember, I'd always been the overweight kid. Um, Literally, their family when we get together as a family, the stories are shared of how when I was little, I was the kid who was 4 years old, still being pushed in a stroller because I was like legit too heavy, too big to sustain, to have the physical endurance to go to the zoo, to go to the grocery store and like walk. Um, so this has been a lifelong battle, one that, really came to a head in high school, um, where like the saying is, you've got three friends. If there are three of you, one's the pretty one, one's the smart one, and one is the like easy one. And so I'd always just identified myself as the funny one. And so that self esteem and that kind of identifier stuck with me. And when you say that you are one, you're telling yourself you're not the other. So I've always kind of had body image issues my whole life. I can name off every single fad that's out there that I've tried: Garcinia Cambogia, Hydroxycut, the wraps, all of the crazy like hard boiled egg diets, all of that stuff. At some point in my life, I have either flung myself in 100% or dabbled in. Um, Always to find that the weight came back faster and more every single time, which was deflating. Um, and so at the same time, I was starting my teaching career, something that, I didn't always want to be a teacher when I was younger. Like that wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't until my sophomore year of college that I decided that's what I wanted to do. Um, and you go into teaching not for the money, obviously. You go into teaching because you love kids and you want to make a difference. I didn't know, you don't know at 20 and 21 that the decisions that you're making in college for your career for life will impact your future family. And so, the first couple of years of teaching, the long hours and the emotional toll and bringing work home and bringing the stress home, it wasn't really affecting my family because it was just John and I. It was Kara's dad and I. And, I could do those things sitting on the couch watching TV with him, and it wasn't taken away from anything. It wasn't until Kara came along that my body image issues, my self esteem, my energy level, combined with, wanting to be more and provide more and be more present for her, kind of came together and caused the perfect storm. Um, postpartum depression hit, and it hit hard after I had Kara because I tied my identity so much into being a teacher that having her in July meant that I couldn't start I believe my sixth year of teaching. I had to, give my kindergarten class over to someone I'd never met before for the first 5 weeks of the school year. And when your identity is so tightly tied into something that you feel like you can't do or that you're removed from temporarily, tied into self-esteem issues, body image issues, and just the everyday like pressure of more, postpartum depression hit really hard. I had a lot of thoughts that made me even, more guilty. Like I would have rather have been at work than have been at home. And, being a mom never felt easy to me. Her dad was always way better at soothing her. It just seemed natural to him and unnatural to me. So I was just like this big ball of emotion and turmoil and just dissatisfaction with everything. And then when I came back to work, I realized that I couldn't do both things well. I couldn't be the best mom and the best teacher. And everyone kept telling me, it's okay. Like you're going to change who you are as an educator. It's going to change when you have kids, and that's okay. Your kids come first, but that's not the person that I am. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%. And so it further exacerbated my postpartum depression. So that's kind of where I was when Beachbody was, entered into my life. I was looking for something. I was looking for my thing. I was looking for my stress reliever. I was looking for a way to stay home. I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. And the terms of, be home with Kara all day long. I know that sounds terrible. That's just who I am. Like, I own it. But I did want to be the mom that when she came home from school, wasn't already so tired from giving herself to 20 other children that she had nothing left for her own. So I very much so wanted to get the things done during the day, as far as a job goes, that didn't drain all of my energy. And to be quite honest, teaching is just a drain of, the educator's energy. And so when Beachbody entered into my life, I thought, oh my goodness, this is a way for me to not only boost my self-esteem and my self-confidence, to improve my mental health, because, part of what we do is personal development, which has literally changed my life, but I can work from home in small pockets of my day on myself, helping others better themselves, and be refreshed when Kara gets home, not completely frazzled and like the worst representation of myself. And so that's kind of the catalyst. Like, everything came together perfectly for me. It was a means of, leaving a job that gives me no time. Like, when Kara's sick, since her dad and I are now divorced, and it's just, me, when she's sick, I have to drag my child from home to school at 6 a.m. to write up subplans. When I have meetings, my kid has to sit for an hour with an iPad and give up more of mommy time. And so when, even in 2014, when she was still little, still wasn't in school, all of that, the wheels began to turn. This is what her life will be like, if I don't change something. She's going to have a tired mom, a grumpy mom, and an unavailable mom. A mom that can't go on field trips with her. A mom that can't come in and do special class things with her because she has her own class. And so that's what kind of got the ball rolling. And at the same time allowed me to really just overhaul my health, my outlook, my mindset, all of those things all at the same time that I was lacking so much, and that had built literally since I was, a teenager, all came together when Beachbody was, introduced to me, and it just felt right. So tomorrow I'm going to take you through a day in my life, working full-time, momming full-time. I'll even throw in, long distance girlfriend and how that works. And then we'll finish it up by how it's changed my life, because for a 10-minute video, I can't do all that at one time. So you guys, if you have questions, please comment below. I can go, and answer those, or go live in here periodically throughout the next 3 days and answer your question specifically. This is for you. This is our cozy, tight-knit little community for the next 3 days. And I want to know what you want to know about what it is that I do, how I make it work, how I knew it was right. Is it always easy? What does Kara think about it? What does Myron think about it? Whatever you want to know, I am an open book. And, hang tight. Tomorrow will be a pretty fun ride.